general duty to provide public services, such as police protection, to any individual citizen.
What's up, people? What's up? Got something to tell y'all. Even though y'all still stupid. Did you know the United States Superior Court ruled that no police officer, listen carefully, the United States Superior Court ruled and explained no police officer has the right to protect you. None. That's not their duty to protect and serve. Police officers are from a company. That's it. They really don't have no power whatsoever if you look in your constitutional rights and if you look under a lot of court rulings of the United States Superior Court. Police officers do not have the right to protect you whatsoever. The only ones that is in the constitutional right, the Bill of Rights, original Bill of Rights, that's supposed to protect us are the sheriffs. The sheriffs. The sheriff's deputies. The sheriffs. No police officers. Okay? It is not their responsibility to protect you. They don't even have authority to arrest you. Wake up. You have been lied to by our government. Our government is our enemy. See, in the constitutional right, in the Bill of Rights, it states that the sheriff and their deputies took an oath to protect the Constitution, to protect the people. The sheriff has more power than any law enforcement out there, period. There's no ifs and no buts. Fuck what Congress got to say. Fuck what the Superior Court's got to say, because it's in the constitutional rights, the original Constitution. The sheriff holds more power than any law enforcement out there, period. The sheriffs can allow pigs, cops, to bring guns into courthouses. They can also abandon that. They can make them stop bringing guns into courts, period. The sheriff runs this country. The sheriff. That's what the forefathers put in the Constitution. They took an oath to protect and defend the United States against enemy, foreign, domestic, and within. Read your Constitution. That's all you got to do. Read your Constitution. The United States government is our enemies, from the presidents to Congress to Republicans and Democrats. They are our enemies. We sit back. We were told so much shit that China is our enemy. No. China is not our enemy. No one can name one thing that China invaded in our lifetime. China has never invaded no country whatsoever. China has given help to their fellow countries that was being invaded by the United States. Okay? I don't know if any of y'all people know anything about Jerry. I forgot his last name. Hold up, I can pull it up. Jerry Gray. Very intelligent man. Very, very intelligent man. And he said and wrote a book about how corrupt, how the lies from our government been spreaded all over the United States. Why? Because of slavery, corruption, conspiracy, the works from every president. Every president. China has never taken over no country. China has never invaded no country. China helped their neighbors to fight against the United States because the United States invaded these people's countries for the minerals, for anything that they have. Wake up, people. We have all been lied to. Every man, woman, and child has been lied to. Now you got commercials going all over TVs, all over the United States. The United States Army wants you to fight Israel. Fuck Israel. But you got to ask yourself this here now. The people from Israel gets free college, free education, pay no taxes. They have never paid no taxes in the United States. Free stores and everything. But we have to pay taxes. Where's the logic in that? Where's the logic in that? So it says, it is the duty of the sheriff to defend the Constitution, to defend against any enemies, foreign or domestic. Whoever violates their oath of office and the Constitution has to be immediately taken in front of a busy street and hung until they are dead. That is the duty of the sheriffs. The duty of the sheriff. The Constitution don't say nothing about police, FBI, CIA, Homeland Security. All of that shit was put in because our own government put fear in your hearts. Our own government put fear in your hearts. And you stupid people bit for it. It's like wars. You've been lied to. You've been lied to. I got a letter the other day because of the two fires that happened in New York. One was in 1975, and the other one was in 1987 or 89. All military records were destroyed back then. And then the third fire again happened in I want to say 1999, they stated. I got to look at the letter. But all military records back then were destroyed. Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines. For some reason, in New York, those records were all destroyed. So I got a letter from the Pentagon, and they couldn't help me. They said that those records that you're requesting has all been destroyed. With thousands and thousands of people's military records been destroyed. So anyway, the United States Superior Court ruled. Somebody asked me about that, and I said, yeah, I'll look it up. And I'm telling Joseph, yes, it's true. Police officers are not there to protect you whatsoever. Police officers is a group that was made, okay, back in 1919. It was a group, white people, that made it. They never existed. The only law enforcement in the United States existed was the sheriffs. And if you look at the history of the sheriffs, believe it or not, the sheriffs came from King Henry and all of them, from England, just like all of the laws in the United States come from England. And they follow the Black Law Dictionary, you know, and people just don't understand something, man. Now I'm in a lawsuit with these attorneys, filed a lawsuit about grand jury. You see, taking all kinds of judges to court now, all kinds of judges, a lot of judges and prosecutors about to go down, you know, because it says in the Constitution, every case has to be brought in front of a grand jury. Period. A grand jury has to decide whether indict or not to indict on all crimes. The state has no authority No authority whatsoever. Not even under their bullshit constitution about not getting a case in front of a grand jury. It's the grand jury's duty, you see. It's the grand jury's duty. So, excuse me. I'm going to pull up Jerry Gray's statement because I was looking for him the other day, and I want y'all to hear this. This is why we are so stupid in America. See, our own government is our enemy. We are the only ones that are being pimped, hold out. We, the people, are the ones that are the hoes for the government. Okay? There's no reason why a millionaire has to raise money to run for office, but you stupid people give your money to these motherfuckers while you can't even get a plate of food on your goddamn table, put clothes on your kids' back, pay your rent, pay your car payments. You see, we are the only ones, the people are the only ones that has to have bill collectors, collection agencies, where they can come after you from overseas. You got collection agencies now and in courts where they have no license in the United States to practice, to collect anything. This is in federal court. This is in federal courts. You got collection agencies all over Minnesota, New York, Chicago, Florida, and all of these motherfuckers are over in Taiwan, the Philippines, China, Singapore. This is where all of these fucking, and Mexico. This is where all of these fucking collection agencies are. Who gave these motherfuckers the right, which the law says under the Fair Credit Act, they have no right to give out your personal information, your social security number and all that. See, Congress lets the identity theft happens in the United States to the people. Congress lets that happen. Every one of those idiots you vote in office, from the Republicans to the Democrats, Congress let identity theft happen in the United States. Congress does. Nobody does but Congress. But why those son of a bitches are not behind bars for fraud, laundering money, prostitution, sex trafficking, kidnapping children, attempted murder? Why those motherfuckers are not behind bars and treason against the United States, against the people? Wake the fuck up. If any of you go to war, let me explain something to you idiots right now. War is a dirty game, but war is profitable for the billionaires, for Congress. They make money off of wars. Every war we ever had, they made money off of the wars. They sold weapons to both sides. They don't give a fuck if you come back dead or alive. They don't give a fuck if you lose an eye, or arm, or both legs, or half your stomach. They don't give a fuck about us. Look what they're doing to the vets now. Look what they're doing to us right now. They don't give a fuck about us. Wake the fuck up, people. It's time to take our government and put them out of office, have them in trial and executed like it says in the constitutional right for treason against the United States Constitution, against the people. That's what has to be done. There's no ifs and no buts about it. We have to take back this country. We have to put these motherfucking crooked bastards in government on trial for treason. Everyone that signed the independence, Declaration of Independence, everyone that signed it knew that the government will be crooked. They did it ahead of time. We got the right to remove them. We got the right to pick it. We got the right to remove any politician out of office. We have that constitutional right. There's no ifs and no buts about it. Common law. The Constitution. That's where all the laws come from, the common law, the law of the land. We got that right to remove these son of a bitches out of office. We got the right to say whether we want to go to war or not. but we shouldn't. We got the right to survive. We got the right to live on this earth. This is Mother Earth. This is God's planet. Who the hell gave these people water rights? What the fuck is water rights? Water comes from the sky, from God, Mother Nature. You some stupid people, man. You some stupid. There's not one white motherfucker out there, not one person in Congress that got anything without stealing it. They were all crooks. So to keep the eye off of them, they put the eye on you. Congress say spying, spying. Congress been spying on every one of us for the last 70 years, even longer. Going through your text messages, going through your cell phone. They got to deal with AT&T. They have a deal with AT&T. So whoever owns AT&T, you's a fool. Everybody you call, everybody you message, everybody you text, no matter what. The law enforcement, Homeland Security, FBI has all of that information. And these motherfuckers talk about some other country that's stealing our information. No, our own government is the enemy. Our own government is the criminals. Period. They talk so bad about China. China is not our enemy. Neither is South Korea, North Korea. They are not our enemy. Our enemy is right here at home. Our own government is our enemy. They are the enemy. They start the wars while your sons go out here fighting for these motherfuckers while they sit back drinking a Kanye, whatever the fuck drink they drink. Johnny Walker having big cigars. They make the money off of your bodies. They bet against you. Whether you come back alive or dead or missing an arm, missing eyes, missing ears. That's what our government do to us. That's what our government do to us. And we sit back and we go for this bullshit lies and fantasy that they put in everybody's head. War is a dangerous game because there's no telling if you're going to come back alive or not. They don't give a fuck about your kids. They don't give a fuck about your family. Wake the fuck up, people. But you still refuse to wake up. I watched the news how they protested Israel. Fuck Israel. Then you got some motherfucking attorney in another country saying, well, he took all rights if you sing a song about Israel. Fuck him. Our government ain't worth shit no more. We are the laughing stock on this world. But you know what's so funny? and it's going to happen. It's going to happen. I see it coming. We going to get attacked. It ain't a motherfucking thing none of us motherfuckers going to be able to stop. Because we got every fucking country in the world that's going to help each other to attack this lousy fucking country. That's what we got. We have every fucking country in the world that's going to help attack this so-called America. And I hope the first places that go out are government, Republicans and Democrats, and Congress. But that's what's going to happen. That's what the fuck is going to happen. We pulled up our maps. We had a meeting the other day, yesterday. A lot of us, old guys, and we sat back and we watched. And we're looking at our maps, man, that we did back in God knows how long, man, but I can't tell you that. And we put marks on where the Jews are moving into the United States. All over the United States, Texas, New York, Florida, Canada. No, not Canada. Texas, New York, Florida, Chicago, Miami. So we put little things there. Jews here, Jews here, Jews here. Jews owns this, Jews owns that, Jews owns this, Jews owns that. There ain't a fucking thing the United States owns. Not a goddamn thing. Not a fucking thing. Not a fucking thing the United States owns. We don't own no weapons. We don't own no tanks. All of that shit is bullshit you see, man. That's all bullshit. Everything is owned by the Jews. Every fucking thing. Our military is owned by the Jews. Our government is owned by the Jews. Our presidents are owned by the Jews. Which I keep telling you, presidents can't pass no fucking laws. Presidents are a puppet. That's all presidents are puppets. Presidents don't have no fucking weight. Congress can't pass no laws to override no part of the Constitution or the common law. Wake the fuck up, people. We don't want Jews here no more. Send them back to Berlin because that's where they're originally from. Gaza was not in their fucking bullshit, their land. Israel is not their land. Look up your fucking history. Everyone that fought and died for this so-called country is turning over in their graves. Hitler was right back then. Hitler was still right now. In the Holy Quran, it talks about Jews. Jews are not the promised people of no land. No. Jews don't got no land. They don't have no land. Nothing was promised to the Jews. Nothing was promised to the Jews by God. You can call yourself from your God to Allah. Nothing was never promised to no fucking Jew. Whatsoever. Nothing was never promised to no fucking Jew. It says in the Quran that the Jewish people are the most crookedest, backsliding, lying, manipulated, backstabbing people on the face of the earth. That's what it says in the Holy Quran. That's what it also says in the Bible, original Bible. Jews are the worst unworthy people. Thou shalt not take the word of a Jew. Thou shalt not trust a Jew. Thou shalt stay away from Jews. They are corrupt. They lie. They betrayed. They just locked up some Jews up in Canada. Thursday. Child trafficking, sex child trafficking. Okay? Sex child trafficking in Canada. They had kids from the United States. Kids that got kidnapped out of the United States. Now these are fucking Jews. You got a couple of women, the rest are guys. Oh, and there's 2 Mexican guys too with them. Thursday. Past Thursday. I don't know what you call them out there in Canada. I don't know if you call them Mounties or what, but the police just happened to stop by someplace where it wasn't even supposed to be open. And they went in there and the guy says, wait a minute, are those kids tied up? So they got busted by their stupidity. But thank God, Allah, that those police in Canada protected those kids. But what's so amazing is that how did those kids get from the United States kidnapped into Canada? But nobody's talking about that. Nobody's talking about that. Nobody's talking about what happened in Hawaii, where ex-military from all branches of the service, ex-military, took control over certain parts of Hawaii and put their government, our so-called bitch-ass government, from Democrats to Republicans, they're on trial for treason, violating the constitutional rights, humanity, terrorist acts, coercion, extortion. That happened in Hawaii. The news ain't talking about that. How the fuck can we let someone control us? So when your husband get mad and tell you to shut the fuck up, just do it. When your wife does the same thing, just do it. Because if you let our government control you continuously, shut the fuck up. You have no rights. You have no rights. I seen these motherfucking Jews picketing. Not one of them was pushed or nothing. But we have a safe picketing, protesting. Why is it that the police always have to lock us up when we got the right to picket peacefully and they start their shit? That's when we're supposed to be fighting back. They take us out, we take them out. That's when we're supposed to fucking fight back. That's when we're supposed to fight back. Fight the fuck back. We don't want no Jews out here. Send your asses back to Berlin. Get your ass the fuck out of the United States. Man, we did not fight for freedom for nothing. Wake the fuck up, people. Wake up. See, this is what I see that's going to happen. Old vets are tired. They're tired. If any military branch got any fucking sense, stop letting the government brainwash you. Stop it. Because you are not fighting for freedom. You are fighting for the Jews. We have nothing. The United States has nothing. We have nothing, people. Wake the fuck up. We have nothing. England just banned it. Bill Gates, the fuck out of their country. There will not be anyone that carries lab meat will be arrested and executed. China, the same thing. Korea, the same thing. Philippines, the same thing. Singapore, the same thing. Now, if Mexico's army is that big, they need to take back the whole fucking state of California, because California was Mexico. The governor of Mexico should be removing anything from America. Period. Period. Put them the fuck out or lock them up. Remember Craftsman's? Sears used to sell Craftsman's tools. Remember? Craftsman's was never made in the United States. Craftsman was made in three places. China, Taiwan, and Mexico. And there was a guy that got real mad with Craftsman. So he looked into it and shit. And he found the biggest fraud about Craftsman's tools and anyone that carried them from Sears, etc., etc. And he won his lawsuit for false advertisement, falsely saying made in America when it wasn't. We haven't made shit in over 60 years in America. Your jobs are being put out of business because of these crooked ass judges that gets their kickback from 140 mil to $275 million to let them file bankruptcy. But yet the same fucking companies are overseas in every other country where they're not paying those employees shit like they have to pay in the United States. When will you fucking people wake up, man? Babies R Us, Toys R Us, Sears, Bloomingdale's, Nikes, Plumas. Everything you own is made overseas, comes from overseas. Everything you drink is made overseas. Kool-Aid, Coke, Pepsi. Your alcohol all comes from overseas. Your beer comes from overseas, made overseas, comes through customs. The only fucking thing you don't have yet from overseas is if there's a farmer in the United States and they grow beef and chicken and pig, that's when you're lucky. Every other country just announced Bill Gates is not allowed in their country. His lab meat, if anyone gets caught with that lab meat, is banned in those countries. But the United States don't give a fuck about you or me. Fucking no. They hate us because now we're waking up. You motherfuckers are starting to wake up. So that's why they hate you so much. They hate you. Everybody knows now, half, I say 25% of the population in the United States finally figured out, wait a minute, these laws are not for the citizens. These laws are for government officials. From murder to rape, these laws are not for citizens. These laws are for the American people, the government employees, from judges, police, sheriff, deputies, parking enforcement. These laws are for them, not for us. It even states that in the original Constitution, but nobody reads the Constitution. I'll give you an example. This happened, 2023. The Superior Court upheld and ruled that the American law, the American, so-called American law by police officers are not there to protect any citizen. Any citizen. They are a group. United States Superior Court. July 2023. Ruled that police officers are not bound or ordered to protect citizens. Yeah, ruling. They even went further, which that part is still being looked into. Do they have rights to carry weapons? Do they have rights to carry weapons? The only one that was authorized, listen carefully, look it up. J. Edgar Hoover only authorized one individual to carry weapons. And they were called the G-Men. Before they were called the G-Men, J. Edgar Hoover started naming them the FBI. The FBI. J. Edgar Hoover passed a law for only the FBI to carry weapons, not no police, not Homeland Security, none of them. None of them. And they had to get approved. This is the funny thing. In J. Edgar Hoover's bill, they had to get approved by what law enforcement? The sheriffs. The sheriffs had to make, in each state, the sheriffs had to make their rules and regulations for them to pass to keep a firearm on them. Constitutional right don't say a goddamn thing about police, about marshals, or any of that. The constitutional right says, quote unquote, the sheriff's duty is to protect the Constitution and the people of the United States. To protect his oath of office. He took an oath to protect the Constitution from domestic and foreign enemies and within our government. Anyone from judge to Congress to Republicans to Democrats violate that oath of office, violate the constitutional right. It is the duty of the sheriffs to lock them up. One-day trial, put them out in a busy street, and hang them until they are dead. That's what it says in the original Constitution. The United States Superior Court ruled all rules, codes, and regulations, that's from penal codes to citation codes, are all for government officials, not for the abided citizen. Not for the abided citizen. No man shall be held for a crime they have committed. That's what it says in the Constitution. You have to be immediately taken in front of a magistrate or a judge, regardless of what time, day it is. You have to be immediately, as soon as you are arrested, you have to be immediately. But guess what? They violate the constitutional rights on that. They violate the constitutional right. It is the duty of a grand jury to whether indict or do not indict. It is the duty of all juries to find the person not guilty. It is the duty of all juries to find the person not, I'm going to say defendant for y'all to make it easy. It is the duty of the grand jury to either indict or do not indict. It is the duty of all juries to find that defendant not guilty. Not guilty. It is the duty of the jury to find the defendant not guilty. It says it in the Constitution. It says it in the original Constitution. Read your Constitution. But yet I want y'all to listen to something. This is going to be very interesting. See, I kept saying to myself, wait a minute. Their history, they want to lie to everybody. Everybody need to look it up and stuff. First of all, let's get one thing clear here. We have never won no fucking wars. We have lost grandfathers, grandsons, grandcousins. We have lost family members all up the ass from wars. Wars, we have nothing. The United States doesn't have a goddamn thing. Nothing. Nothing. You see these pictures of battleships and stuff, that's all camouflage, man. That's all it is. That's all fucking camouflage. You see, we have never knew how to fight a war. We have never knew how to fight a war from the first wars all the way down. We have never known how to fight a war. And we will never know how to fight a war. The only thing the government is for is conspiracy, murder, contract killing, child molestation, sex trafficking, drugs, and all of that. That's what our government is for. They talk so bad about mafia, but now they're trying to be the biggest mafia. You see, Mexicans didn't have no planes to bring dope in and stuff like that. Blacks didn't have planes to bring dope in and stuff like that. No. I'll never forget this congressman's son that got busted in a country, and he wanted the military to go get him out. I think it was Turkish or somewhere like that. They made a movie about it too. They made a movie about it. And this is like in 1974, 75, somewhere around there. I forgot what country that was. But this motherfucker got busted for bringing drugs in, trying to leave this country with drugs. He got busted. And he spent years in this prison. And this congressman wanted to send the military to go get him. That would have started a hell of a war, because back then, the United States would have still got wiped the fuck out. Okay? And so what happened was they made a movie about this motherfucker, man. And I still feel the same way I feel then. I feel like this. If you that stupid to drink and crash, you got everything coming to you. You that stupid to use drugs and hurt someone, you got every fucking thing coming to you. You know, I don't drink, don't mess with drugs, never did, never will. Only cowards drink and mess with drugs. That's my personal opinion. It's like, you know, in the service, they used to say, if you're going to pull your weapon out, use it, you know, if you're in danger. Now you got cops who should be on death row, and you got these fucking judges and these fucking asshole DAs or whatever the fuck you want to call them, not filing charges on these motherfuckers, man. What gives these fucking people the right to say it's okay to shoot and kill an unarmed suspect, as they say? It gives them no right. It gives them no fucking right. See, when motherfuckers do that, that's when you got to go after the judge, the DA, the prosecutor, whatever. You got to take them motherfuckers because they helped with the murder. And that's what they did. Those motherfuckers helped with the murder. You got to take them motherfuckers and file your 1983 against them. Sue them for every fucking thing they have. You see, that's what you have to do, you know, because they have committed treason. They violated the constitutional rights. They're supposed to be locked up. Then you write up a warrant for their arrest. You send it to the Secretary of State or whoever is in that state, right? And if they refuse to do that, then that person's involved in the lawsuit too. You see, their duty is to protect, as they say, citizens. But their main duty is to protect the Constitution. See, that's what people mistake everything about. The Constitution is there to protect us. The Constitution is there against government employees so they know if they violate the oath of office, they can be taken out. People got to understand that. People have to start understanding their fucking rights, man. You see, we talk so much about businesses going out of business and everything else. They let the cell companies, and this is what really cracks me up, how people are so stupid. When they first came out with the first cell phone, they were always free. Always free. The only thing you paid for was your airtime, because back then it was coming off of a radio signal, which was attached to the radio stations. Okay, it was coming off of that signal. So all you did not pay for the phone, what you paid for was your airtime. That was it. The phone was free, but you had to pay for your airtime. You see, and then in 1987, because the cell phones came out. The first one was Motorola. It was the first one, Motorola. Okay, and then you got the rest of them coming out slowly but surely. You had Bell. You had all kinds of different brands that were coming out, and each cell phone that was coming out, which was so ironic, was made in Singapore. China did not buy them out until the late 90s. All right. And so what happened was they said, well, wait a minute. We got these idiots that will pay for this. So let's make some phone hosters and, you know, covers and blase, blase. but now we'll start charging them for data. Or we could break these motherfuckers, man. You all got suckered. You all got suckered into data. Data was never being paid for back then. Look it up for yourselves. Data was never being paid for when you used your phone back then. Okay? Flip phone, I still got my original flip phone. I still use my original flip phone. All right? Because it's on a weak signal and you can't do all of that picture taking and all of that shit. So these new generations are so stupid with their own parents because they don't give a fuck about their kids, is where they go and they spend thousands of dollars for an iPhone. And then they say, well, we coming out with a flip phone. Flip phone's always been out there. Flip phone's always been out there. But these idiots, well, my son is talking to someone on the internet. He's only 14. Who the fuck? This is what I don't understand. Well, blame it on yourself. You put your child out there to be molested, to be raped, to be kidnapped. You did that to yourself. Because any common sense parent knows you don't give your kid no goddamn cell phone. You don't let no kid be on no computer if you're not watching this motherfucker. That's your fault. The law ain't got nothing to do with that. That's your fault. You need to be arrested for child negligence. You caused your child to get kidnapped. You caused your child to get raped. You did that yourself. You did that yourself. You let your child call you a bitch, call you a hoe, talk back to you and everything. You did that to yourself. Nobody did that for you but you. Stop blaming everybody else. Oh, my child got kidnapped. Oh, my God, I can't find my child. You did it to yourself. You did it to yourself. Don't blame nobody else. Blame your fucking self. You deserve, when people's kids like that get snatched and taken, there should be a law where you're not allowed to have no fucking kids. That's what it should be, a law where y'all not allowed to have a kid or an animal. Because you did it to yourself. You blame everybody else but your stupidity. Don't get on the fucking news crying and all of that bull. You did it to yourself. That's common law. That's reality. You let your child get kidnapped. You let your child get murdered. You let your child get raped. Because if you didn't, if you was a parent, your 13, 14, 15, 16-year-old kid wouldn't be walking out in the street looking like a hoe. They'd be in the house doing house chores or whatever, or their homework. They wouldn't be out in the fucking streets all hours of the night. So blame yourself. Blame yourself. You got this new generation, kids having kids. Way back then, they made a show about kids having kids, and y'all go for that stupid shit. That's the mentality you motherfuckers have, man. And they were all white kids, too. So y'all was proud of that. Let me tell you something, man. If I had a daughter, she ain't going outside with no short skirts on. She ain't going outside with no makeup. I do the same thing to her like I did to my sisters. You are not going out there with that shit on. You better put some pants on, a long sleeve shirt. End the conversation and take that war paint off your fucking face. You are my sisters. You ain't going out there looking like no hoe. Back then, my sisters never got attacked. Nobody tried to kidnap my sisters. Nobody tried to molest my sisters or rape my sisters. But y'all let this government put all this shit in your head, poison you and every fucking thing, and you sit back and you still take it. It's your fault your kid got raped. It's your fault your kid got killed. That's your fault. Nobody's fault but yours. That's the bottom line. If you'd have took care of your child wouldn't be dead. Your child wouldn't have got raped or kidnapped. That's your fault. That's nobody's fault but yours. Then you got these idiots. You can't record me without my permission. Are you that motherfucker? Oh, I forgot. Y'all are stupid. Let me explain for the last fucking time. As soon as your ass get in your car, you drive to the first stoplight or pass a stoplight or stop sign, you are being recorded. Everything you say, everything you text on your cell phone is being recorded and monitored by the government. Every store you go into, you are being recorded and watched. Every bank, every school, everywhere you go into, you are being recorded. So shut the fuck up. Even with these pigs, cops, sheriff, deputies, everything they do is being recorded. So you got cases where we don't know if that's significant, if that's a real video. Motherfucker, you being recorded, it's real. You being recorded, you shot an unarmed suspect, that's real. There ain't no lies about that. You on video shooting an unarmed suspect in the back, that's real. We have no right for our tax dollars to be paying for these motherfucking pigs, cops, sheriffs, deputies, and judges, court fees, or attorneys. Our money should not be going to fucking Israel. Fuck Israel. Every governor in the United States fuck themselves. Every governor in the United States fuck themselves for re-election. And that's the truth. Even the president fucked himself. He's not gonna be re-elected. He is not gonna be re-elected. You know, he lost. You know, matter of fact, he shouldn't have never been in office from the beginning. You know, it's just like with y'all get so, oh my God, we got the first black president. Oh my God, Obama this, Obama that. No, he was not the first black president. That's how stupid you fucking people, man. If you read your history, there was 5 black presidents in this United States. 5. Way before Washington and all of them motherfuckers, man. They are not the first president. Fucking New York just ruled. Christopher Columbus didn't discover shit. We already know Christopher Columbus didn't discover shit, man. Fuck Christopher Columbus. He didn't discover a fucking thing. So these motherfuckers say you barbaric. You come to this country, call these people barbarics and everything because you want to take over. You want to take over their shit. You want to kill them. But they barbarics because they defend themselves and their country, they land. Y'all are twisted, man. Y'all are twisted. Every one of you son of a bitches don't deserve, in the United States, every one of y'all people in the United States that are so stupid does not deserve to have kids, man. Your kids have to be taken away from you. Y'all do not have the right to have kids, man. Because y'all that fucking stupid. Every day you turn the news on, you got this motherfucker shooting an unarmed man. Unarmed woman. Punk ass dude, pig, sheriff, deputy, cop, beating a woman up. Why y'all women ain't picking in about that? Oh, I forgot because she's white trash, or she's black, or she's Mexican, or she's Korean, or she's Chinese, or she's German. Y'all don't say a fucking thing when them women get out there getting killed by them police. Y'all don't say a fucking thing about gun control when the cops are out there raiding your houses, shooting you motherfuckers in your own house and sleep. Oh. But yet these motherfucking pigs walk. Man, y'all gonna do that to the wrong individuals. And they ain't gonna give a fuck about no courts, no government, no nothing. Y'all gonna kill the wrong person's family. Y'all gonna kill the wrong person's family. And y'all gonna see what really happens. Y'all gonna see what really happens. Because there's not gonna be a motherfucking agency on the face of this earth that's gonna protect y'all. Not one. I only seen 2 judges. One in Florida, and I forgot what other state that was, where this deputy molested his own family members, raped. And that lady judge, which I think it should have been better if it was a man judge, but nah. That lady judge turned around and held that motherfucker without bail because she said the exact words that are true. He was dangerous to society because he got a badge and a gun. That motherfucker being held without bail until trial. And I hope they find that son of a bitch guilty. Guilty. And then you got a lot of Republicans from governors getting busted for campaign fraud and everything like that. That stupid bitch governor in Alaska, I think it is. Palin, whatever the fuck her name is, looked like a damn looked like a fucking sheepdog. All right. Some people are so stupid in that state. I think it's Alaska, one of them. I'm not sure where it was, but Hawaii or somewhere. They are so stupid where governors cannot pass executive orders, man. She's trying to pass laws. She passed executive orders. You can't say this word. You can't say that word. You can't say. Who the fuck gave these racist motherfuckers that authority to say what we got the right to say, we don't have a right to say? I didn't. I can say what the fuck I want to say. Who the fuck these motherfucking racist white bastard people are, man? Why the fuck are they in office? How the fuck can a doctor be a fucking counsel for defense? How the fuck can a school teacher be a speaker for weapons? Y'all people are stupid, man. Y'all straight stupid. Y'all straight fucking stupid. How can a vet that takes care of animals open up their fucking mouths about any fucking thing that has nothing to do with animals? To sit on the board of finance. Wow. Y'all, I want y'all to hear this, man. This man speaks the truth.
China is not the enemy. The people telling you China is your enemy are your enemy. China has invaded no one in your lifetime. Before that, it was 1951, 52, when they went to protect their neighbor against an American invasion. China borders Korea. America is 8,000 miles away. They called it United Nations, but it was an American incursion into an Asian countries. Libya, Syria, Afghanistan, Iraq. None of them were United Nations. They're America leading a group of international friends into countries they don't belong in. This is what America does. And then it says, China's a threat. China is not the enemy.
I remember when this guy here, man, he did several news things about that. I remember back in 89, he did one, and he talked about how we start the wars with other countries, and he was right. You know, why should I go fight for this fucking government? I didn't start this war. You know, it's just like I remember the old days, you could fight. You go head up whatever the fuck you want to go head up with. Somebody disrespect you, you got the right to whip his ass. You know? So they put in there a law about assault. That ain't assault. That's only to keep a motherfucker locked up and put into slavery. But y'all people don't understand that. We got a right, and the Constitution says we got a right to defend ourselves. We got a right to protect ourselves. Even in fighting, we have that constitutional right. But they make it into a law which they cannot make. Listen carefully, people. They cannot make something into a law that's against the Constitution. You see? That's against the Constitution. You know, it's just like I remember when it came out with this bullshit about domestic violence. I tell you what, shut your fucking mouth. Shut your fucking mouth. But the only reason why they came out with the laws about domestic violence is to put the blacks, listen carefully, is to put the blacks and the poor into poverty, worse poverty for that there. You see, you don't get it. That law is not there for the white rich bastards in Congress and Republicans and Democrats. See, you got to understand something. If the laws were there for them motherfucking crooked, lying, conniving motherfuckers in government, prisons would be filled with them. Okay? So the laws are not there for them, and they think they are above the laws. This is why these attorneys are going after a lot of people, looking over when they was arrested and stuff. And wait a minute, your shit wasn't taken in front of a grand jury. No, it wasn't. Your shit wasn't taken in front of, no, it wasn't. Fuck what their constitution says. Fuck the state's constitution. Because the original and common law overrides their constitution under no which way about it. It overrides all states' constitution. And people have to wake the fuck up, but people are not waking up, man. People are not waking up. Now they want you to go to war to help the Jews. Fuck the Jews. Send them back to Berlin. Get every Jew out of the United States, send back to fucking Berlin, where they originally from. That's why Hitler knocked the shit out of the motherfuckers, man. Because Hitler knew they were no good. I don't give a fuck about no Holocaust. What about the Black Holocaust? What about the Indian Holocaust? That's the main one, the Indian Holocaust. This is their land. This is their land. This is not no whites. Nobody's land but the Indians' land. And the Indians, a tribe out of Mexico. As they say, Mexico. California is all Mexico land. The government of Mexico need to take back California. Take California back, Mexico. What are you waiting on? Take California back. If we got invaded in the United States, we'll get our ass whipped. There ain't no ifs and no buts about it. We will get our ass whipped. And some of us will just protect ourselves. We don't give a fuck about you. We don't give a fuck if they hang you, they rape you, they murder. We don't give a fuck. We will be protecting ourselves. We'll be protecting ourselves because you turned your back on every veteran in the United States. You have lied to every person in the United States except the stupid racist motherfuckers. And trust me, they'd be the first ones to go. We got every country in the world that already warned the United States. Get your shit out of our waters. We will blow it the fuck up. And they got every fucking right. They got every right. The United States is nothing but a bunch of bullshit bullies, liars, scammers. That's all our government is. You know, because we have never won no fucking war. When the British tried to take over, Mexico kicked their ass. Mexico can still kick the United States' ass. Mexico can kick out every fucking thing in the United States. And that's what Mexico should do. Every country just knock the fuck out of the United States. Every country just knock the shit out of the United States. We don't want you out here. Get your fucking military base out there. We'll blow it up. We'll seize your shit. We'll lock you up. We'll put you in front of a firing squad. Every fucking country in the world, from Africa to China to Germany. Putin just went with China. Putin ain't our enemy. Our government is our enemy. China's not our enemy. Our government is our enemy. Our lying-ass, jackass government is our enemy. Every Republican, every Democrat in Congress is our enemy. So they talk bad about TikTok this, TikTok that. You stupid son of a bitches. The government seizes your shit every fucking day. They spy on us every fucking day. They got a law with AT&T. They control what you say. They listen to what you say with AT&T. They got every person you talk to, every person you message, you text message. They have all of that information. So you stupid people and these lousy ass Democrats and Republicans, well, TikTok sells information. China sells information. TikTok's from China. TikTok ain't from fucking China. TikTok ain't nowhere near China. TikTok originated from Singapore. You have all kinds of Chinese people living in Singapore. You got blacks. You got Spanish. You got all kinds of different races in all over the world. But you stupid people go for what the government says. What your governor says. Your governors are lying motherfuckers. But them motherfuckers got paid by Facebook because they was kicking Facebook's ass. And they still kicking Facebook's ass. And every other one on the internet. TikTok is the best thing that ever happened. But the bad thing about TikTok now, which I don't understand, is how these American companies is flashing their way into TikTok when they should have no right to. That's my personal opinion. TikTok ain't selling nobody's information. Your government sells our information. Your government allows identity theft in the United States. Your government, your governors, your mayors, your Congress allows identity theft in the United States. Your lousy Congress, your lousy governors are letting, listen carefully, it's been all over the news. Your lousy governors, mayors, and Congress are letting people from overseas to have your social security numbers that's not even licensed in the United States to be collection agencies. All of that shit is going overseas. Your own government, your own Congress, your own governors, your own mayors are letting that happen. Not China, not Taiwan, not Korea, not South Korea, North Korea, not Canada. None of those countries. Our own government is allowing identity theft, bank fraud, Our own government is allowing this because our own government let motherfuckers from other countries get our information. Collection agencies run everything overseas in the Philippines because they cannot get licensed in the United States, half of them. So they get the Philippines, they send your shit to collection agencies overseas. How the fuck is that possible? How the fuck is that possible? It's our own government that allows identity theft. Our own government, your governors, your mayors, your Congress, they are the ones that allow identity theft. Nobody else but them. It says it. Under no circumstances, by federal laws, you give your social security number out to anyone. You're not supposed to give your social security number out to no one. Not for no bank application, not for no rental application, not for no car application, to no one. To no one. To no one. I went to go look at a car. The guy says, well, you need 4,000. No, you need 9,000 to put down. No, I don't. You in violation of the Federal Act. Federal laws. Nobody needs no money to put down on no fucking car. You're not getting my social security number. Nobody needs no. Listen, people. Your social security number is not supposed to go out on nothing. 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 That's federal law. You have a right to privacy. That's what the constitutional right says. They have no right to do no background checks on nobody but government employees. Read your fucking constitution. Stop bitching. Read your constitution. Fill these courts up with lawsuits against these governors, against these mayors. Who the fuck you think you are? You gonna tell me what I'm a right to say when I can't say? Who the fuck are you? You know fucking God. Wake the fuck up, people. That's it, man. It's getting worse. We own nothing in the United States. Everything comes from overseas, from other countries, right through customs. Every fucking thing you got in your house, everything you got in your refrigerator, your stove, everything comes from overseas. Whirlpool is in Hong Kong, China, and Saigon, and Singapore. Your Nikes, your Plymouths, your NFL jerseys, your Gucci bags, all of that shit is made overseas. All of that shit is made overseas. Comes to the United States. Like what cracked me up is like the Lakers. Listen carefully. They call them the California Lakers, right? Lakers, right? The Lakers are not from California. The Lakers are not from California. The Lakers are from Minnesota. They were the Minnesota Lakers. And you stupid people have riots from a team from another state. They're Minnesota Lakers. They ain't got a goddamn thing to do with Los Angeles Lakers. Don't have a fucking thing to do with Los Angeles. They are a Minnesota Lakers. That's why they called the Lakers. They're Minnesota Lakers. They are not from California. They have nothing to do with fucking California. But again, we have 95% over the population in California that are stupid. 95%. 95%. I'll give you another example. Those traffic lights tickets is unconstitutional. Read your Constitution. The city's not getting the money for that. The company in Canada gets that money. So what right does the city have without your consent, violating your privacy, to put up cameras like that? But y'all bitch about somebody recording, but yet you go into every department store in the United States, as soon as you take your ass out your house, you're being recorded. As soon as you take your ass into a store, you're being recorded. As soon as you take your ass in a hospital, you're being recorded. As soon as you take your ass into any government building, you're being recorded. As soon as you take your ass into DMVs, you're being recorded. As soon as you take your ass in emergency to a hospital, you're being recorded. As soon as you take your ass to a school, you're being recorded. You're some stupid motherfuckers, man. You are straight stupid motherfuckers, man. And it's always white people. That's what cracks me up. And they're the dirtiest, crookedest motherfuckers, man. Some of them white motherfuckers are the dirtiest, crookedest motherfuckers, man. Like this lady, she should have got her ass whipped. She's on the news and people picking in this mall, right? Free Palestine, free Palestine, free Palestine, right? From the sea to whatever, free Palestine, free Palestine. And this bitch spits down on the crowd. They should have whipped her motherfucking ass. They should have whipped that woman's ass and her punk ass boyfriend's ass. And then she says the N-word. Right then and there, she and him should have got their asses whipped. Right the fuck then and there, they should have got their ass whipped. I'm going to say free Palestine. I got a flag, free Palestine, on my car. I don't give a fuck about none of you motherfuckers, man. You touch my flag, I take your life. I'm Muslim. And I will back every Muslim brother and sister out there. I will back up. Because I am Muslim. And I'm proud to be Muslim. Very, very proud. So I don't care about none of you some bitches, man. I really don't. Because once you bring that hate and that racist to me, I'm going to bring it back to you with vengeance. You see? That's what I'm going to do. Because that's how stupid you are. That's how ignorant you are. I see these sisters, man, and I see Spanish and some Mexican people. And they go into Targets or Walmarts. I see all over the news. Go back to your country. Go back. Always these racist white people, man. Always these racist white motherfuckers, man. I seen this one girl. She walked into a gas station. And it was funny because I stopped there for some coffee. And it was hilarious, man. And this lady, she claimed that she owned the gas station, right? But she didn't own the gas station. She was there being a bitch. White lady. And she was an attorney. And so she turns around and she tells the Spanish lady, and her boyfriend's with her, which is a white dude, right? She turns around and said, bitch, go back to your country. I don't even know why the girl turned around and said anything. She should have just ignored the fucking lady, right? But anyway, I'm standing in line to pay for my coffee. And so she go, I was born in America, so I don't know what the fuck you talking about. And so the white lady go, you couldn't be born here. You look like you're fucking Mexican, one of them goddamn spics, you know, the thief and everything else. So the white lady pushed her. She got every right to knock that bitch the fuck out. I would have done the same thing. But that's just it. Nobody says that to me, man. Oh, man, I wish somebody would come up on me and say, go back to your country. I will beat the fuck out of their ass. There's no ifs and no buts. I got that constitutional right to protect myself against all racist criminal enemies. Got that constitutional right. I have that fucking right. Tell me to go back to my country. Please, somebody walk up on me. I don't give a fuck who you is. A house nigga, a house bitch, pig, cop, shit. Tell me to go back to my country. I'm Muslim. Come with me with that bullshit. Please, Allah, bear me witness. Come with me with that bullshit. Go back to my country. I got something for your ass. First of all, your asses ain't from this motherfucking country. That's number one. Let's get that cleared right now for the last fucking time. Every one of you motherfuckers need to take your asses back to Europe. This is not your fucking country. This is Indian land. The whole United States was Indian land. This is not your fucking country. None whatsoever. But I cracked up, man. And the manager at the store said straight out, she said, call the police. Bitch, you got a phone on you. You call the police. You hit that woman. You assaulted that lady first before she knocked you the fuck out, and she got every right to knock you the fuck out. You put your hands on her. You had no right to put your hands on her. You have no fucking law right to say anything about go back to your country. See, these motherfuckers are coming out of the woodworks, man. See, I'm going to tell y'all, man, this is what I see what's going to happen one day. You're going to see these motherfuckers getting killed out there. They're going to start getting bullets up on their asses. They're going to start getting killed. They're going to run up against the wrong motherfucking person. You don't know where that man's head is at or that woman's head at, and they got the right to take your life. They got that right to take your life. They have that right to take your fucking life. When you say go back to your country, you don't know what that person is going through. You don't know what that person, where's that person's mind at or anything like that. You don't know a fucking thing. Y'all keep running up with your racist ass selves, man. Y'all gonna find, like the old saying is, you come knocking on the devil's door, he gonna answer. He gonna answer. Keep on knocking on the devil's door. He gonna answer. Then back home in New York, this bitch, this man walking with his child in the park. It was never like that back home in New York when I was growing up. No, we didn't have that much hate back there and stuff and racism. And that bitch threw coffee in that man's face and on his baby. That bitch need to be behind bars, man. That's a straight fucking hate crime, man. I don't give a fuck what you call it. That's a fucking hate crime. Just like Punk's Trump ass, hate crimes. The governor's asses, hate crimes. They all need to be, every fucking governor in the United States committed treason, committed hate, violated their oath of office, violated the Constitution. Every governor in the United States has to be put on trial for one day and executed like it says in the Constitution, because they all violated the Constitution. Every judge that violates their oath of office and the Constitution is supposed to be put in front of a firing squad immediately, took out in public and hung or shot. Every judge, every district attorney, every prosecutor, every attorney, they all have to be put to death, what the Constitution says. You got some good judges. I've seen some beautiful judges, man, where these judges ain't taking this. Some of these federal judges are tired of these Superior Court judges, man. Some of these federal judges are tired of motherfuckers that are violating their oath of office. You know? And the only thing I don't like is they put a bill together, an ethic bill about judges. Who the fuck is going to enforce it? A judge ain't going to enforce his own ethnic rules and regulations. I mean, look how stupid that shit is, man. You know, look how fucking insane that is. So I'm going to put in charge my dog to watch this other dog. Look how insane that is, man. Oh my God, man. These white people are fucking something else, man. So you got, and I don't know why that house nigga judge Clarence Thomas ain't behind bars. That motherfucker committed treason, broke all kinds of laws, man. But you see, you got to understand something. The United States government is on the take. You can buy any politician out there. You can buy a Republican, you can buy a Democrat, you can buy a mayor, you can buy anybody you want in Congress and in the courts. That's the way it is. They are all on the fucking tape. Every fucking governor, every fucking mayor, everybody in Congress is all on the tape. And every judge is out there on the tape. You can buy, you can have in your pocket. You got one judge that's been in Trump's pocket for years. I don't even see how the hell she's not removed, period. I don't even understand why she's not locked up for treason and everything else and put in front of the firing squad. I don't understand this, man. But guess what? It's easy for them to do that to anyone that served in the military. It's easy to do that to any blacks, Mexican, Korean, Chinese, Japanese in the United States. It's easy to shoot them, kill them, and everything else. It's very easy for that to happen, but not for our own Congress. Nobody's above the fucking law, man. Nobody's above the law. But I'm going to tell you, man, we're going to get hit. We're going to get hit big time. Countries are tired of the United States. They're going to wipe us the fuck out, and I'll be right there with them. I'm not going to lie about it because our government did this to ourselves. Our own government did this. And don't think you run to other countries, you're going to be protected because they don't want you no more. Other countries is kicking motherfuckers Americans out, man. It's a bad time to be an American. This is the worst time of the year to be an American. So they put on the news, yeah, don't go to Cuba for vacation time. You may not come back. But you got stupid motherfuckers that go anyway. Whose fault is that? It's just like that black lady basketball player. She go to another country with weed on her, but we supposed to help her get out when she know goddamn well she ain't supposed to take drugs into another country. But we supposed to help her to get the fuck back to America. What common fucking sense do we got here, man? What the fuck? Fuck that bitch. She knew she was bringing drugs out there. Just like motherfuckers going to Canada, man. I never feel we was at the border of Canada, right? And it was a clerk of the court. He worked at somewhere. I forgot what state he was from, and his wife and his kids, right? He was a clerk of one court, some criminal court or whatever somewhere, right? And this motherfucker had, which was so ironic, it pissed me off more than anything, was that, so he's going to customs, right? We're going through customs, right? This is before they stopped me. And so then what happened was they had this bag with baby bottles in it. I don't know what you call it, but anyway, they had like this bag with these baby bottles in it, right? And stuff. And so then the guy was told to put it through the thing or whatever it was. And so the lady comes back to the other guy, the guy at customs in Canada, pulled him to the side. And so then the guy goes, well, what's in the bottles? We have to open this. So when the guy at customs opened up the bottle, you could see like this liquid on it, right? But in the bottom of it was something blocking the liquid from going all the way down, okay? And so then what happened was they poured it out, man. And they pull out a bag of this powder, you know? And I'm thinking maybe it's dried milk, you know, something in that nature. So the lady, she goes over and she gets this thing and she takes a little bit of the powder and she puts it in this plastic thing about like that big, and she closes it, and then she's doing all of this and doing all of that. And boom, they arrested them right there. The guy says the time, the date, and arrested them right there for bringing drugs into Canada. Yeah, they arrested. They got every motherfucking thing they got coming to them. The worst part about that, though, is that they put their kids involved in that. Their babies. That was the worst thing about that. They had their babies with them, and this and their baby food and stuff. And that's the worst thing. They should be, it should be against the law for them to even have a cat. But they should get every time Canada should give them. If Canada gives them life, that's what the fuck they should get. Because you're a goddamn fool. You go to somebody else's country, know damn well you ain't supposed to have no weed. You ain't supposed to bring no drugs into other people's countries. You did it to yourself. Don't cry to the United States government. Fuck the United States government. They didn't do that to you. You did it to your fucking self. I don't feel sorry for nobody that from drugs, alcohol. I don't feel sorry for people like that. You did it to your fucking self, man. That's the fucking problem. People need to fucking wake up. These lousy ass judges, these lousy ass prosecutors and pigs in them should not be getting away with murder. Should not be getting away with murder. Because you see, it's like this. The law says I got a right to kill. That's what it says in the Constitution. There's no ifs and no buts about it. I have a license to kill. Point blank. If they can get away with killing us, I got the right to get away with killing them. The Constitution says you have the right to protect yourself. My license says I have the right to kill at all times. Everybody's license says that. Look up your licenses. You have the right to kill. See, so it pisses me off where they come up with so much shit. I'm feared for my life, so I shot the motherfucker. I'm feared for my life because he has a gun. So I used a bow and arrow on his punk ass. I feared for my life. I got that right to protect myself. I got that right to protect my life from anybody that's going to do harm to me. Every judge, every prosecutor that let these motherfuckers walk for murder should be behind bars. Every one of them should be behind bars. Then you got the house niggers. One house nigger pig sues the police department, wins because of discrimination, racially profiling. Motherfucker, you do that to us. You motherfuckers racially profile us every fucking day. You discriminate against us. You call us niggers. But if some bitch ass house nigger pig, bitch or cop get called a nigger, who it's against the law for them. You shouldn't call a pig a nigger because he works on the police force. But they do the same thing to us. But the courts say that's okay. Fuck them motherfuckers, man. Which I still don't understand why some stupid ass house nigger, that's the only reason why, because that motherfucker's trying to be white so bad, even with some Mexicans and Spanish and Koreans and Chinese, they trying to be all white so fucking bad. And if anybody ever see the real picture, they only go after their own race. And that's the real picture. They only go after their own race. But yet, these motherfuckers shoot a white person that got money. Look how quick that pig is off the duty. He's fired. He's fired. But y'all people still don't understand that. A white motherfucking pig kill a white bitch, he fired. There ain't no ifs and no buts. He's removed immediately. He's fired. So the FBI comes in and snatches him up because you violated this white bitch's civil rights. You violated this white bitch's civil rights. You beat her, you shot her, you violated this bitch's civil rights. So we're going to charge you with murder. Straight up, murder. So you be in hell without bail. Kill a black, Mexican, Chinese, Korean, anything in that nature, You don't lose your job. You lose a day of pay, 2 days of pay. You're not investigated by FBI. They're not coming after you with a warrant for your arrest. You still got your job. Now, let's see if they kill a Jew. I wouldn't give a fuck if you white, black, green, purple. Don't give a fuck. You kill a Jew, your ass is dead. Your ass is getting locked up right in the neck. You kill a Jew. But any of you ever notice? In all states in the United States, they don't kill a fucking Jew. Has anybody ever really looked that up? You'll see. In every fucking state in the United States, you got more African Americans, as they call blacks and niggers. More of them die every day by the hands of law enforcement and in prison than any other fucking race. Then you got the Spanish. They're shot down by Spanish pigs, Spanish deputies. The same way. But not one motherfucking Jew ever got killed by any law enforcement officer in the United States. Not one. Because that motherfucker be dead the same day. There ain't no ifs and no buts. You kill a Jew, your ass is dead. That's point blank. We all know this. We all know this shit. But yet, Jews get busted for stealing body parts, selling body parts. Jews get busted for sex trafficking, child trafficking. But none of them spend time in prison. So ask yourself, you got busted for rape. They got busted for rape. So why are you in prison? They get busted for murder. You got busted for murder. So why are you in prison and they not? Nobody never thought about that because it's way over your knowledge because you're not that knowledgeable. Look it up. You look up any state in the United States. The first crimes that you'll see are against African Americans, as y'all say, blacks. More blacks in prisons, more blacks getting killed by law enforcement. Then you have Mexican. Prison, killed by law enforcement. And it's always a Mexican pig that kills a Mexican. It's always a house nigger pig that kills a black. Then you got the white pigs. They'll just kill you and they walk. You will not find nowhere in history of the United States where the police killed a Jew. Nowhere in history in the United States where the pigs, any law enforcement killed a Jew. Nowhere. Look it up. No fucking where. Nowhere in no state in this lousy bullshit country where a Jew got killed by the police. No fucking where. Because that, whatever pig, cop, house nigga, whatever you want to call them, kill a Jew, they will be dead within 2 hours. Then they say he committed suicide. Then they say he was under too much pressure. That's what they say. You kill a Jew, the Jews kill you. Point blank. Point fucking blank. Now, one Jew died 9/11. I admired and I respected Michael Moore. He showed me so much shit, and we looked and looked and looked. And it just didn't make no sense for Tower 1 to come down like that. It's impossible. That was impossible. That was impossible. Then you get these fuckers running, talk about 9/11. Motherfucker, you know goddamn well y'all planned 9/11. And they put the pressure and they put all of this lies on the media about Muslims, so we're going to find a Muslim that's flying for a birthday we're going to find some Muslims that's taking flying classes, which was so ironic because this guy, Michael Moore, investigated all of that shit. And these people that they claim were on the planes were never there. Our government did 9/11. We, the people, lost friends, loved ones, relatives in 9/11. So don't run off your fucking mouth about 9/11 when we know who did it, who caused it. Our own fucking government did. So don't tell me go fight for you for some fucking Israel, because Israel is not my problem. I will fight for what I believe in. And that's Allah, God. I will not fight against my Muslim brothers or sisters. I will never fight against them. Never. Then you got the other day when this border crossing blew up, the car blew up. Fox News, everybody in Fox News and Republicans and Democrats that said that was a terrorist act, they need to be put in front of a firing squad and executed for their treason against the United States, for their lies against the people. And they ran with it. Even your president ran with it. That old man had a car accident trying to go to a fucking casino. He had a car accident. He hit something and went airborne. I see that every day. You see that in California, the 60 freeway, the 101, the 10 freeway. You see it every day, motherfuckers going airborne when they're hitting somebody behind the back or some shit. See it every fucking day. You see it in Minnesota during the wintertime. You got idiots that want to speed and it's icy out there and so much snow and they want to speed and they slip out and then hit something in the back and then all of a sudden their car flips over. They go airborne. You see that all the time. You see it all the time, motherfuckers cutting off trucks out there. Or even in California, see motherfuckers cutting off trucks just to get past them, and the trucks hit them. But yet they want to sue the trucking company. But yet it's their fucking faults. You see it all the time. Pigs running red lights with no sirens on, hitting somebody's car. That person ended up dead or in the hospital with thousands and thousands of dollars of bills, and the city say, well, they're protected. No, they're not. They're not protected. Under what law? They're not protected. Not under God's law. They're not protected. Not under the constitutional right. They're not protected. Nah. No fucking way they're protected. Our government is nothing but a big fucking pimp. You their hoes. Period. They are liars, scammers, conniving, diving motherfuckers. And that's the way our government is, because that's the truth. They start wars and they want you to go fight for them while they make a profit off of war materials. You see, they trade in war weapons with each side. Each side. The bet against you, you're not supposed to come back. We're supposed to give your family a flag, cry a little bit. Come on, put the tears up, do the anthem. Cry a little bit. Here's your flag. Now, bitch, get out of here. You get about 6-7 months of his pay. Now get the fuck gone. That's what it's about. So you idiots that go to fight for this country's war for Israel, understand something. You hate blacks, you hate Mexicans, but guess what? If you got kids, somebody else your kids gonna call somebody else daddy. Because you ain't coming back. No. You ain't coming back. Because Your own government gonna make sure of that. We're gonna send your family a flag. Piece of shitty ass flag. Oh, he was a good soldier. Don't even know shit about your husband, but he was a good soldier. And then you do your crying. You do your lie. You want everybody to feel sympathy for you. Oh, yes, he was a good husband. But yet he beat your ass and you beat his ass. You get drunk, you snort your drugs and everything else. Oh, yes, he was a good father to the kids. But he beat your kids' ass because they was doing wrong because he had every right to whip their ass. All lies. All a game. All a fucking game. And what the United States hates so much, and I'll say that very strongly, hates, really, really hates TikTok so much, is because on TikTok, they're showing you everything. Everything's going out there on TikTok. You know? And no government should have the right. No government in no country should have the right to tell us what we allowed to see, buy, use, or anything. No government. And now you see in all states, electric cars catching on fire, going out of remote control. Why the fuck you think back in the 20s they took electrical cars off the streets? Because they were never safe. They were never safe. Look your history up. Look up your fucking history. The first solar panel was made in 1936. But they kept catching on fire. And they were connected to all kinds of batteries. Why do we have to invest and we're not even investing? This is the funny thing about it. We're not getting nothing out of these motherfuckers that's giving tax dollars to these companies to open up factories. We ain't getting shit out of that. That's our tax dollars. This motherfucker's supposed to be a millionaire, a billionaire. Use your own goddamn money. Electric cars are not safe. There's no fucking such thing as carbon monoxide in the air. We have too many fucking trees on the face of this earth. This is where we get our oxygen from. Plastic bags is not killing the environment. You got some stupid ass white motherfucker, bitch's wife from Congress or some shit saying plastic bags is killing the environment. No, they made those fucking homemade bags so you can buy them. You stupid son of a bitches. Cigarettes kill you. Cigarettes don't kill nobody. I have not seen not one motherfucking person died of a pack of cigarettes. Not one fucking person. I've seen people get cancer, poison from what they eating, from the alcohol they drinking. The motherfucker that started that shit was in 1983. He got locked up in Los Angeles for rape. He figured, well, since I can't breathe in here, but I'm smoking, too much smoke in the county jail, he filed a 1983 lawsuit. Okay? So they come out with this bullshit about smoking. This motherfucker got locked up for rape. And he was a Republican's child in California. Okay? This motherfucker got locked up for 16 rapes. So he figured he can get out of it if he filed a lawsuit against the county of Los Angeles, the county jail, about the smoke inside there from all of the inmates smoking cigarettes, all right? That was his whole plan. He dropped the lawsuit, they dropped the charges on him, but it backfired in his fucking face, okay? So they took that out. They ran with that. They ran with that. Smoking's bad. Smoking ain't bad. Y'all been lied to. Smoking don't cause cancer. There's no such thing as secondhand smoke. All of that shit is a big fucking fantasy that they put up there for you, and y'all went and ran with it. Plastic bags don't have a goddamn thing to do with pollution. Everything you got in your house is plastic. From your toothpaste. Your brushes come in plastic. Your silverware comes in plastic. Every fucking thing you buy comes in plastic. Plastic bags are not killing the environment. That's all bullshit. So they give you another asshole thing. Start recycling to save the planet. These are all white folks things. These are all white folks things. And y'all go for that stupid shit. Like I told y'all, the white people put out there a bowl of shit. It's good for your health. The CDC will pass it. Pass it. The CDC will pass it. The Food and Drug Administration will pass it. And y'all eat a bowl of shit. Because that's how stupid you are. That's how ignorant you motherfuckers are. So don't get on your child about he's failing school because your stupid ass failed a long time ago. Don't get mad at the guy that raped your child because she's out there looking like a hoe at the age of 13, 14 years old. You did that to your child. You let your child get kidnapped, get snatched. You did that to yourself. Blame yourself. Not nobody else. Blame yourself. You see? Blame your racist, stupid self. You did that to your child to be raped. You did that to your child to be snatched. You did that yourself. You brought that on yourself. Because if you was a parent, the word parent, mother, and father, nothing would have happened to your child. Back in the late 70s, 80s, they put out milk cartons. I think it was back in the 80s. And they had a big problem about missing children. They didn't want to put nothing that was not white child on those cartons. And it took a black lady that had her kids snatched out of Queens, New York, to fight the courts to put her child's picture on that milk carton because it was racist. Because they claim we have to protect our children. That's a bunch of bullshit. What children? You're not protect. First of all, we don't got to protect no child. That's not our job. That's the parents' fucking job. That's not our job. That's not the government's job to protect these people's kids. That's your fucking, you lay down, you decide to open your legs to have those kids. You decided that. You and the motherfucker you slept with. You decided that. You know? It ain't the government's responsibility to protect your fucking kids. And then you get these agencies, let's feed the children. Motherfuckers, y'all them goddamn, y'all con artists, man. Y'all scammers. That money don't go to let's feed the children. But you stupid people do it every year. I got into an argument with this motherfucker, man. He's out there ringing the doorbell, feed the children, feed the children. So I asked the question, how much of this money goes to the fucking kids? I don't know. But when I turned it in, I see the management pocketing some and shit. That's what I thought. All of those donations don't mean a motherfucking thing, but the people that's running the donations pocket half of that shit. Y'all some stupid motherfuckers, man. Let me tell you something. I don't give a fuck about nobody's child because I don't got no kids. Because if I had a child, I had a daughter, and she walked out of my house with a short skirt on, I'll be beating that ass. You 13, you a child. You ain't got no right to be putting makeup on and wearing tight pants and short sleeves and all of that shit. You a child. You will act like a child. You will stand up a child's conversation. You will be a kid like you're supposed to be. You will not date no boy until you're 21 years old. You will not wear no makeup. You will not own no short skirts. You will not own no fancy bras and pantyhoses and all of that shit. Not in this house. You are a child. You will act like a child. You will do your schoolwork. But your parents don't give a fuck. You parents don't give a fuck about your child. So stop blaming everybody. Blame your motherfucking self. And that's common sense. That's common sense. Blame yourself. You let your kids go all over the internets. You let your kids do this shit. You let your kids talk sex with these people on the internet. You do that to yourself. Nobody does that but you. You let your daughter your child get raped. You do that to yourself. That's all the United States always do. Blame everybody but themselves. When they started this shit, they start wars. And you idiots go fight for these motherfuckers that stay home, that see their family for the holiday. You stupid. In 1836, Christmas was banned in the United States all the way up until 1836, if you look at it, because it was a pagan holiday. It was a pagan holiday, just like Thanksgiving. You see, Thanksgiving is a holiday of murder, massacre. Jesus Christ wasn't born on no motherfucking Christmas. Jesus Christ was nothing but a prophet, if that. But you stupid motherfuckers go for all of that bullshit, the popes and the Catholics and all that, and they the biggest motherfucking child molestation sex ring in the world. In the world. Not one fucking priest from the Catholic to Protestant went to prison for life for child molestation. Not one. They own all the money. So how the fuck can they file bankruptcy? With all the money going into churches by you stupid motherfuckers. Give me your money. That's the only way you're going to see God. That's the only way you're going to heaven. So how the fuck with years and years and years of billions and trillions of dollars churches get, they file for bankruptcy? That's how stupid you people are, man. Y'all don't think. Y'all want to blame everybody but yourselves. Blame your motherfucking self when your kid get out there and get hurt, get arrested. That's your fault. You was not a parent. And when that happens, and if you got kids, they should be taken the fuck away from you. You shouldn't allow to even own a cat or a dog or a mouse. It's your fault. Nobody's fault but yours. Nobody's fault but yours, man. I was watching on the news where this guy got locked up for talking to a child on the internet. Now, this motherfucking cop lied on the internet about her age and everything else, but she was posing as a child. And now you got your lousy president that wants to control everybody that says whatever they say and all the information when you're online with people. But these motherfuckers talk about other countries with our information when our own government does the same fucking thing that other countries do to their citizens. Y'all some stupid motherfuckers, man. Y'all straight stupid motherfuckers, man. You know, my sisters, and they knew better. They have, my sisters knew better, man. I would beat their ass. They went out of that house with skirts on, showing their ass. I forgot what you call those other things they put on, but they only covered up to here and their bellies out. I whooped their ass, man. They knew better than that. Matter of fact, I wouldn't even let my sisters date until they was 21 years old, to be honest about it. They wasn't allowed to have no fucking boyfriends. And when they went out with their boyfriends, I went with them. Get your hand. No, you don't kiss my sister, man. You ain't married to her. But what happened to that? What happened to all of the respect that we used to have for our families, our mothers, our fathers, our sisters? That all got thrown out the window, man. That all got thrown. You used to get your ass whipped in Catholic school, man. You got your ass whipped in Catholic school. St. Mary, St. Thomas, St. Peter. You got your ass whipped. Whipped when you stepped out of line. You got your ass whipped when you disrespect your mother and your father. Matter of fact, you got 3 ass whoopings. One from your dad. Well, mom beat your ass. Then grandma beat your ass. And grandpa beat your ass. Then dad get home. Dad whoops your ass worse. So these white people come out. That's child abuse. That ain't no motherfucking child abuse. That's beating that ass to keep them in line. But you let these stupid racist white motherfuckers come out with laws that doesn't even pertain to them. Only because you whip your child's ass. It's called child abuse. Y'all some stupid motherfuckers, man. Before y'all vote for motherfuckers, find out their background. But now, I'm telling you, man, after what every governor did, I think the only governors that will stay in office is for the racist people. They'll stay in office. The racist people will vote for them. The Klansmen and them, they will vote for them. But people that's tired of this racist shit, we're not voting for none of those motherfuckers, man. Half of us ain't voting for none of them motherfuckers. Even our California governor, man. Fuck him. Even the Minnesota governor, fuck them. Vegas governor, fuck them. You know, they lost votes. They lost votes. When they said you can't say nothing against Israel, fuck Israel. See, that's freedom of speech. We got the right to boycott any motherfucking thing we want. We have that constitutional right. See what's happening now? All stores are closing down in the United States. Every fucking thing. They want you to go online and shop. And you stupid people will do that. You stupid people will do that. So you got to call that on your taxes when you shop online. You got to do that with the new tax laws. Anything over $15, you got to pay taxes, online taxes for that. It was 15 or 10. So you go on, you stupid individual. You go on and you do that, you know, and your identity gets stolen. You got to blame yourself, man. It's our own government that let identity theft happen. Our own government lets it happen. There's no issue, no buts about it. Wake the fuck up, people. Wake the fuck up. Wake the fuck up. But y'all stupid. Here come the holiday. Fuck the holidays. Listen carefully. 1836. Look it up about Christmas. 1836. It was a pagan holiday and against the law to celebrate Christmas in America. 1836. 1836. Mattel Toys, that's it. Mattel Toys, Tonka Toys, and all that. I think Tonka Toys used to be out of New York, but Tonka Toys opened up in Minnesota. Then you have Mattel. Mattel Toys did all of our weapons. Mattel did the military weapons, bombs and ammunition from our machine guns. Mattel did all of our weapons, okay? Our military weapons. Mattel did that. And then you had Tonka Toy. Tonka Toy did a lot of designs for tanks. And that moved to Minnesota years ago, back in, I want to say, the late 70s or something like that. But during war times, all toy companies did, like the M16s, they always jammed. Got wet and shit. Always jammed, man. You know. And back in the wars, we got all of our military weapons and everything from Mattel Toys, because they started doing the weapons for the military. And the women worked in the factories back then, and they were the this was so ironic, and it's true. You can look it up. The women are the ones that packaged all ammunition. Okay? It was the women. The women worked in the factories for hours, man. I'm talking about for hours. You know, and this is way before women got rights. They was ordered by the government to work in the factories. All right, back then. And so what happened was, to test the ammunition, the women used to have to hit it with a fucking nail and a hammer. Back then, I don't mean to laugh, but it was funny though. But yeah, the women used to have to test to make sure that it passes. And some Some women got blown up. Some didn't. Okay. Some women got blown up and some didn't. But the women are the ones that made all the weapons, the ammunition for the military. It was the women. And they were out of the Bronx, Queens, Manhattan, way before Wall Street even got that big. They used to have a big factory down on Wall Street Avenue, way before Wall Street even got big, dude. Did up in Philadelphia, New Jersey. I mean, we had any toy company in the United States went from toys to making weapons. Okay, that's what they did during the war times. In your survival kit, you had a can opener, you had aid like bandages and all of that. You had a shot of morphine, you had a shot of penicillin, you had all of that in the survival kit bag. You know, you had the soup, you had the Spam, you had all of that shit, you know. And basically that's what Spam was made for, was the military back then. But people don't understand that because that's how they don't want to know their history. You know, that's how Spam started. Okay. And you had all of that shit, you know, and it was the women that made sure that that stuff was safe for the guys. And it was packaged right, you know. And back then, during each war, you ran out of ammunition. There's no ifs and no buts. It was hard to get ammunition, man. So you took it off the dead body. You know, you take the dog tags and you turn them in, and you either can bring the body back or you come back if you can for the body, you know. So everything you see about wars, stories and stuff was all bullshit, man. We have never won a war. We have lost more relatives in wars, man, than anything, man. And all the United States government did was got richer off. Congress got rich off it because they sold to both sides. They sold to both enemies, you know. And believe it or not, the United States hasn't made a tank in over 60 years. There's no ifs and no buts about it, man. Every military equipment that is made in another country. It's not made in the United States. They bring it to the United States and they test them. Every military equipment is made in other countries. Every military equipment is made in other countries because we have no factories in the United States to make anything military. We used to have the biggest steel making, all of that shit in the United States. All of that shit moved to other countries, man. You know, you know, I'll say it again. Every country right now in the world hates American people. Hates American people. Hates the United States. We can get attacked no matter what. It ain't a fucking thing nobody can do. If I was in another country and I was with them people, I would tell each country how to attack America. Because they have their pants down 24/7. It is so easy to attack America. So easy. So you see these generals and shit, they didn't do a fucking thing, but got people killed in wars. General Patton wasn't no fucking hero. He was a murderer. Vietnam War. Come back, you was called a child killer, a rapist, a murderer during the Vietnam War. And the same thing with the Korean War. You was called a murderer, a child rapist, and all of that. And you had in the military some motherfuckers that was raping those women. But you couldn't say nothing because it was either your lieutenant or your sergeant that was helping and allowing that. You see? So We have never won a fucking war. We have lost brothers, we have lost sisters, we have lost fathers, fathers, sons. We have lost. As a matter of fact, back then, women wasn't allowed in the wars. And I still feel that women shouldn't even be in the military. That's my personal opinion. They used to have what was called waxers. They were nurses. They were candy cane girls. That's what was in around the military. Candy cane, to give us the hope, to give you the hope, to give you the care, you know. You'll be okay. You'll be going home. You'll be relieved of duty. You'll get home safe. Your girl is waiting for you. See, those were candy canes, girls. And they were called waxes when they were in the military, but they wasn't allowed to defend themselves. The waxes wasn't allowed to have a M16 or a 45. You see, they wasn't allowed to touch guns. You see, and that's just like even with the press, when the press went out there. Why do they gotta watch their back to protect the press when you getting shot at? Get your fucking ass out of here. See, so it was nothing but a game to our government. That's all wars was, a game to our government, because our government was making money off of both sides. Our United States government was making money off of both sides. They didn't give a fuck about no one in the military. No one whatsoever. They never did, period. They never give the fuck about nobody in the military. Even these lousy motherfucking Democrats and Republicans, where these Republicans just passed a bill selection where they could take military funding to design their fucking office in Washington, D.C. or in their state. What kind of shit is that? That's military funds, you see? But you vote these crooks in the office. You vote these con artists, these scammers, these fraud motherfuckers into office. You do that. See, you suppose you running for governor, you running for president, so you got money. You're supposed to have money. Anybody in the United States has the right to run for office. That's in the Constitution. I don't give a fuck if you're poor, black, green, purple. That's in the Constitution. We all have a right to run for office. We all have that constitutional right to run for office. Anything we chose. Because you see, none of those forefathers were ever innocent people. There was no such thing. They were rapists. They were murderers. They were molesters. They were all of that. So that doesn't mean shit. Everybody got the right to run for office. And they can't pass no laws to stop nobody from running from office. They can't. It's impossible because their laws mean shit, what the Constitution right says. Okay, so our own government was always against the United States people. Always. No ifs and no buts. Because they didn't give a fuck about you. Here's a gun, give you 6 weeks, 2 weeks of training to kill, to blow up, plant C4, plant explosives, sniper. You train to do that. Okay, we train to do that. Give me 4 years, 9 years, 8 years, 3 years. Give me that time, and this is what you get back from us. You get your pension when you finally out. Fully honorable discharge when you're out. This is what we give you. So you get that for a little bit. Then here comes the bullshit. Well, we got to tax you on this. We got to tax you on that. We got to tax you on this. Oh, you was overseas fighting the war. So how many bullets did you use during that time? We got to tax for each bullet that you shot. That's the bullshit that comes. See, so let me get this straight. You want us to go into another war that ain't got a fucking thing to do with us, but your ego, and make Israel into the United States. Fuck Israel. Fuck them Jews. Fuck them. Don't let them move in my neighborhood. But yet, you bring these Jews to the United States, and you stupid people about your student loans and shit. I'll get to that in a minute to you motherfuckers. The Jews come to the United States. Guess what? They don't pay no taxes. They don't pay for education. They don't pay for no college. They don't pay for none of that shit. They don't pay for medical or none of that. Not one Jew in the United States pays for anything. Not one fucking Jew in the United States. They don't pay for student education. They don't pay for medical. All of that is free to them. All of that is free to them. Now, on student loans, let's get one thing clear here right now. That goes for every college in the United States. They have never charged for college before. They didn't start that until the government and that so-called president back then did a bill that said all races are allowed in colleges. That's from every college in the United States. Once they said blacks were allowed in colleges, that's when they started charging to go to school. Look it up in your history. It's right there in black and white. That's when they started, you had to pay for college. Back then, you never paid for college. You never paid for high school. You never paid for food to feed the kids in school. That was always there. But until they said other races, especially blacks, can go to college and high school, that's when you was being charged. Only blacks, Mexican, Korean, Chinese, Japanese that goes to college in the United States are the only ones that have to pay. Now, mind you, they say the poor white trash, that's their terms. The poor white trash families have to pay too for college and tuition and all of that. So then, back in 1988, it was on February 1988, that's when they put a new law into effect. When people were getting mad, wait a minute, why do I gotta pay, but this rich family's son don't have to pay for college tuition, college books, or nothing like that? Why is it free? That's when they changed the law even again, where all colleges have a duty to charge students. No, at first, colleges were always free. Education was free. Lunch was free. All of that was free until blacks wanted to go to college. That's when they put a tag on it. Every college loan you own, you sign up for, belongs to the Republicans and the Democrats. Every college loan you go for belongs to a Republican or Democrat. That's who it belongs to, a Republican or Democrat. Look it up. So no, you fucking with the Republicans, tax money, free money. So we want our money. We're not passing no law to forgive student loans. No, you owe us Democrats our money. We're not passing no law to forgive student loans. But y'all so stupid, y'all let them do that to you. That's how stupid you are. See, when it can be stopped. If you college people and your families want to stop paying, stop paying. Stop paying college tuition, because back then you did not have to pay. It was all free. College was free. High school was free. Lunches were free. Period. All of that was free, and it's supposed to still be free. But y'all let your Republicans, y'all let your Congress, y'all let your presidents pull the wool over your eyes, as we say. And they pull the big one. They pull the big one over your eyes. So don't bitch about your college tuition bills and nothing like that, because guess what? During a crisis, You had every Republican and Democrat got the PP loans. You don't see them under investigation. They got the loan fee waiver waived. They don't have to pay the money back. So why do you? Why the fuck do you got to pay back a loan? Why do you have to pay back student loans? You got to use the laws that they use against themselves. That's the bottom line. You know, the old saying is what's good for the goose is good for the gander. What's good for the gander is good for the goose, whatever. But that's the bottom line. That's the bottom line. You got Marjorie Taylor Greene, which I hope they completely remove her ass from Congress. That's one racist bitch. And that other bitch with the glasses, I forgot her stupid ass name. She got it. They said she got it $3.6 million PP loan for her business. But wait a minute, you a congressman. You bring home 200 and something thousand. So you're supposed to be rich. So why do you need taxpayers' money and loans and then you get it a forgiveness? Pay this shit back. Pay that shit back. But y'all go for the bullshit. The same people that put these motherfuckers in offices, I know your refrigerators are empty. I know you're hurting for gas and food. And you deserve it. Don't blame nobody, blame yourself. You put these crooked motherfuckers in office. And you see, we, understand something. We, the people, that's the big word right there. It says in the Constitution, right? We, the people, have the right to overthrow our government and take away all corruption. No fucking court, no judge that sit on a bench should be allowing or pass any laws for bribery. I got the same fucking right as the next man because the law says we are all created equal in the Constitution. So I got the right to bribe this motherfucker. I got the right to extort money from this motherfucker. I got the right to run my prostitution ring. I got the right to snatch this child. I got the right to take that car. I have that constitutional right. Because you're saying that Congress is the only one that has that power to get away with that? No. The Constitution, common law says we are all equal. We are all equal. So if they can write off loans that they got from their officers of government, we got the same right to write off all fucking student loans without no questions asked. How the fuck can judges on a panel say it's okay to extort money for your campaign? It's okay to collect foreign money from other countries for your campaign when it says in the fucking constitutional right that's illegal and you committed treason. This goes out to every sheriff in the United States of this bullshit America. You are the powered one. You are the one that's supposed to protect us, our constitutional right, the oath of office you took. It says it's the duty of the sheriff to protect the constitutional right, the oath of office against all treason people, against enemies from within, from foreign to domestic and within. You know that word says it what it says. You're supposed to stop and take into custody all people that have committed treason against the United States Constitution and violated their oath of office. You're supposed to put in jail, one-day trial, and took out on a busy street, hung until they are dead. You took an oath, sheriffs of the United States, of the Constitution. You took an oath. You swore to your God that you will protect the Constitution. It is your duty. You are our last defense. You are the only ones that have the power to lock up, to remove judges, prosecutors, Republicans, Democrats, Congress. You. That's what it says in the Constitution. You carry more power than any law enforcement in this United States. Start doing your fucking job. Hang these motherfucking judges, prosecutors, Republicans, Democrats, Congress that violate their oath of office, that violates the Constitution. That is your duty. That is your duty to protect the citizens, to protect the Constitution. That is your fucking duty. That is your duty. Every sheriff in the United States need to start doing what they swore to, what they gave their oath to protect the Constitution. That is your duty. People, wake up, man. It's going to get worse. It's getting worse now, you know. And what I see coming, I see a big storm. I really do. I see a lot of people about to grab their arms, man, and protect themselves and their rights and their families and everything else and get rid of this government, man. That's what we have to do. You know, that's what we have to do. We have to remove this government, man. We have to move all traitors against the Constitution that violate the oath of office and commit treason. You know, we have to remove these motherfuckers, man. Don't go to no war for no fucking Israel. Fuck Israel, man. You know, we ain't got no business fighting no war for Israel, man. None whatsoever. We ain't got no right to be fighting no war for no Jews. I'm sorry, man. Send them all back to Berlin, where they came from. You know, and they was never promised no fucking land. You know, they was never promised no fucking land. Them Jews was never promised not a goddamn thing. You know, and that's the bottom line, man. And y'all be safe out there because it's about to get worse. It's about to get worse. People, the judges letting these companies file bankruptcy instead of, they know that, and the bad part about these judges in these bankruptcy courts, they know these motherfuckers got companies overseas and they're making profit because they're not paying what they pay the United States people. You know, they're not paying taxes. They're not paying sick leave, vacation pay, and all of that shit. They're not doing that overseas. That doesn't work overseas, man, whatsoever. You know, and that's why these stocks are going up. You know, and for these motherfuckers to keep saying, "Well, Walmart and Targets are closing down," that's because of the lawsuits. That's because, see, they don't got no business to be open in the United States no more because they got ignorant people that order online. See, that's the thing. They got you ignorant motherfuckers that will order online. So what's the sense to be open in the United States? See, there's no need for no business to be open in the United States no more because they all over other countries. They've been over there for years, you know, way before they opened up in the United States. All these brands that come that's been in the United States came from overseas. They've always came from overseas. None of them been a company in the United States. None of them are not originally from the United States. Even Dayton's, when that place called Dayton's used to be open, they originated in Germany. See, that's the funny thing about it. Nobody does the research about these businesses and stuff, you know? But these judges should not let them file bankruptcy because they're making a hell of a killing and profit, quarterly profit overseas, but they're not making it in the United States. So what's the big, see, and if anybody really noticed, it's every year where businesses close down during the tax time because that's when their tax privileges end. But nobody sees that. But wow, you're supposed to be intelligent. You're supposed to have PhDs, HDAs, and PPYs, and all of this shit. You went to UCLA, Harvard, Vail, and all of this shit. But nobody sees the real picture here. Forgot you're getting your kickbacks. You know, you're getting your kickbacks. You know, everybody knows. Every time tax time comes, these businesses want to close but they got the same businesses overseas. That's the funny thing about it. They just don't want you. Our government don't want you to have a job. That's what it is. Our government don't want you to have a job. So stop saying these Mexicans and Arabs and all of this is taking your jobs. No, they're not taking your jobs. Your government took your job. Your United States president took your job. That's who took your job. Your United States courts took your job. That's who took your job, because they said, fuck it. We got idiots that will order online, so we close the stores down in America. I don't give a fuck if Burger King or White Castle or Kentucky Fried Chicken go out of business. I don't give a fuck about that. I don't give two fucks about that. I know how to take my ass to the store, get me groceries, and come home, and I know how to cook. So I don't give a fuck about them fast food places going out of fucking business. I don't give two fucks about it. They've been overseas for years. The only difference is the shit you eat is poison out here. The shit that's made over there is totally different, from seasoning, chemicals, and all that. And you see the funny thing about this here, though, is they're not allowed to sell McCormick seasonings overseas in those other countries. But it's made out there, though. See, that's the funny thing about it, and it's shipped to the United States. But they're not allowed to sell that to those people out there. It's just like the Kentucky Fried Chicken. I'll never forget when we went to China and also Singapore. It's the funny thing. In Singapore, it was so beautiful. This was way before I met my wife, right? They had the biggest fucking McDonald's out there, and everything on the menu was totally different. Nothing what they sell in the United States at McDonald's. Nothing is compared what they sell in the United States. Matter of fact, they had so many different varieties. It was amazing. And in Kentucky Fried Chicken, I give you an example. They give you gloves out there in Kentucky Fried Chicken. But you got different menus. You got from sushi, you got rice, you got all kinds of different things there. The only thing you got in Kentucky Fried in the United States is Kentucky Fried, which you got to be careful because you don't know if it's rat meat or not. You know? So that's the problem. Every fast food restaurant in the United States been open overseas. That's where they originally come from, overseas. Burger King, McDonald's, Wendy's, all of that shit is from overseas. It's just that the shit they put in the food in the United States, they cannot do overseas. The chemicals that they use in the United States, they cannot use overseas. That's the only difference. You see, that's the big difference. You know, your kid's sick from eating, that's your fault. That's your fucking fault. See, the United States is big and fat and lazy. See, that's the bottom line. You know, all fat, racist motherfuckers, man. From child molestation, child sex trafficking, drug runners, rapes. That's all our government is. That's all our government is. You know, contract killings. That's all our government is. Nothing more. So yeah, we need to get hit in the United States. We need to have a war in the United States. And I hope it does break out. Allah bear me witness. I really hope a war does break out in the United States. Wipe you motherfuckers out, man. I'll help them. I ain't gonna lie about it. Because our own government is the hatefulest government in history of mankind. This is why other countries hate us. And they hate us even worse now. They hate us even worse now. You know, and other countries used to be beautiful to go to. You know, and we let our government do this to us. That's what we did. We let our own government, these racist motherfuckers, do this to us. While you go to war, while they sit in their fucking house, eat their pork leans and all of that shit, while you either die over there or come back. So they give you a bullshit flag to your family. Oh, he was a good soldier. Don't even know fucking shit about you. Don't know a goddamn thing about you. you know? And then you get some lousy ass bitch. My husband was a good husband, but yet y'all fought all of the time. Y'all drunk all the time. But he was a good husband. You was a good wife, you know? I mean, come on. Let's get real. This is reality. No more fantasy. This is reality. Y'all people are stupid, man. Wake the fuck up. It's going to get worse. It's going to get really worse. Wake the fuck up. These companies do not have to stay open in the United States. Understand something right now. They have no obligation. No business in America has an obligation to stay open in the United States because they open it overseas. They open in other countries. You see? So they really don't have no obligation to pay you. They don't have no obligation to do a fucking thing. That's point blank. You know? And no courts can tell them. That's the funny thing about it. No courts can tell them. You know? And because, wow. Y'all need to wake the fuck up. Peace out, man. Wake up. Time is almost ending.